It was a long time ago that there was an emperor in a village. That emperor had everything, immense wealth, good subjects who took care of him and followed his orders, and he also took great care of his subjects. He did not allow any lack of anything to be felt. That is to say, that emperor had everything. There was no lack of anything, but his mind could never be fixed on any one work, whenever he tried to do anything. So his attention would get diverted somewhere. He was very worried about this thing. Many times he had also met the kings of the kingdom next to him, and everyone had given him different opinions. Everyone had told him different ways, whatever ways. That emperor implemented those methods in his life, but he did not get any benefit from those methods, due to which he always remained worried and worried. Many times he could not even sleep at night, and he kept on turning from side to side. One day, in the emperor's ears, one thing reached him, that in his kingdom there is such an extraordinary person whose words are priceless, in whose every word is hidden the secret of life. The truth of life is hidden, and people come from far and wide to meet that person, because every person's problem, he solves the problem very simply and easily. Hearing this, the emperor was very happy. He felt that now he would get the answer to his questions. Hearing so much praise, the emperor decided that he would immediately go and meet that person, and he would also get this information. We will know whether the people who are praising him so much are true or not. The next morning, the emperor set out to meet that person. The route was quite long, due to which the emperor rested midway there. Everyone present knew about that person. When the emperor asked them about that person, they were praising that extraordinary person. Then the emperor thought that it seems that this person is very intelligent, very knowledgeable, and an influential person. Otherwise, everyone would not have praised him so much. There must be something in that person, due to which everyone knows him and is praising him. After hearing the praise of that person, the emperor would have more curiosity to meet that person. Now that emperor wanted to meet that person as soon as possible, due to which he started traveling further. Somehow that emperor reached that person's ashram, but he did not see anyone in the ashram. There was a small garden behind the ashram. When the emperor reached there, he saw that a gardener was working in the garden. His whole body was covered with mud, and there were no slippers on his feet. Seeing this, the emperor said to the gardener, "Listen, sir, where is the owner of this ashram? I came to meet him on this." The gardener replied and said, "Sir, you sit inside. I will call him. He will meet you soon." Hearing this from the gardener, the emperor sat inside the hut and started waiting for the arrival of that extraordinary person. After waiting for some time, when the person reached in front of the emperor and saw that it was the same person who was working in the garden. The emperor greeted him and said with great surprise, "You are the same gardener who was working outside in the garden, but this time it is a gardener." "I came as a Buddhist monk," and then the Buddhist monk said to the emperor, "Emperor, please forgive my joke. I was just doing some small work in the garden. I am the gardener here, and I am the extraordinary person whom you came all this way to meet here. Please." After telling the reason for his coming, the emperor said to the Buddhist monk, "O Maharaj, I have heard that there is no person like you in this entire kingdom. I have heard your praise. I have heard many good things about you. I have also heard that whoever comes to you with his problem, you definitely solve his problem. That is why I have come here to meet you today, and I want to listen to your sermon, but I have a doubt in my mind." On this, the Buddhist monk says to the emperor, "What kind of doubt is there on this?" The emperor says, "I have seen many scholars. I have seen many knowledgeable people. Whenever they move, they have books of different types of knowledge with them. There is definitely some sign visible with them, which it can be known that those people are knowledgeable. But you neither have any books of knowledge, nor any signs of such art are visible in you. But despite that, you look very calm. Can you tell me the secret of this?" On this, the Buddhist monks started smiling and said to the emperor, "My knowledge is everywhere in the form of nature in this culture or manners. I take my knowledge only from the simple and ordinary things of life. But Maharaj, what problem are you worried about here? Please explain to me the reason for coming to your place." On this, the emperor says, "Master, The reason for my coming here is that I am not able to concentrate on any work for a long time. I get distracted from that work within a short time. Please tell me the solution to this problem of yours. I am very worried about this." The Buddhist monk understood the emperor's concern and said, "Your Majesty, I have understood your problem. I can tell you a solution for the work on which you are not able to concentrate. But you are late today. Meet me tomorrow morning. The time will be fine tomorrow morning. When you meet me tomorrow morning, I will answer all your questions." Saying this, the Buddhist monk returned back to his garden, and the emperor also returned to his palace, but the emperor could not sleep the whole night. He was just thinking about what is the Buddhist monk going to tell me? He appears to me to be an ordinary gardener, but the way his mind was calm, the way he looked calm, is very surprising. The emperor got lost in these thoughts the whole night. The next morning, just before sunrise, the emperor returned to the ashram, where Buddhist monks were already present. As soon as the emperor reached there, the Buddhist monk placed a small jug of water in his hand and said, "Take this, and slowly pour water on the plants, and while doing this, there are 15 plants in front of you. You have to keep pouring water on all of them in the same manner. But when you are doing this action, then you must keep one thing in mind, that during this period, you should not do anything else. Nor should you think, nor should your attention get distracted anywhere. When you are watering these plants, your entire attention should be only on these plants. If, in the meantime, any thought comes to your mind, then stop there and then again start watering the first plant. And when you listen to me and water all these 15 plants in the same manner, then you will come to me and I will answer all your questions." That emperor said. Till date, no such work had been done, and this work seemed very small to the emperor. The emperor was going to do such a work for the first time. He first watered the plant very carefully from that water jug, and then moved ahead towards the other plant. Then he watered the second plant carefully. Then he had just started watering the third plant, when various thoughts started arising in his mind. He started remembering the garden of his palace, where there were different types of flowers. Various types of plants were planted, when suddenly the emperor remembered the words of that Buddhist monk, that if any thought arises in his mind, then he would have to start watering the first plant again. Immediately, he went back to the first plant, and he watered the first plant and carefully watered the second plant. As soon as he reached the third plant, many thoughts started coming in his mind. This time he was thinking, "I don't know what is happening in my kingdom without me." And this time the emperor started getting very angry. He wondered why he was not able to do this small task. He immediately again reached near the first plant. This time he very carefully watered the first plant, and also carefully watered the second plant. While doing this time the emperor had given water to about 5 plants, very carefully. But this time, as soon as he started watering the 6th plant, after seeing that water, thoughts of a river started arising in the emperor's mind, and the emperor now, he was very upset. Every time he tried to water the plants, every time he failed, his mind became more disturbed and he became angry at himself. The emperor knew very well that the monk, he was being tested. He was very intelligent, hence he felt it necessary to follow all the rules of those Buddhist monks. Every time the emperor tried, every time he failed, his mind became more and more disturbed. He always found himself in trouble. While doing this, he found himself engrossed in any thought. From morning to evening, the emperor had not been able to water all the 15 plants. When the Buddhist monks returned to the ashram in the evening, they saw that the emperor was tired and defeated. When he was sitting and busy in various matters, then the Buddhist monk approached the emperor and said, "O Emperor, I am very happy with your honesty. You tried your best to do your work with full heart and dedication. That is why what I am going to tell you is to listen very carefully and try to understand. When our mind becomes empty of thoughts, then the true nature of the mind is visible in it. Then even the simplest work gives us knowledge and peace." Sam Samrat says to that Buddhist monk, "O Maharaj, how is this possible? Whenever I do any work, many types of thoughts arise in my mind, and I remain trapped in those thoughts, and there is no way out from there. I don't see the way." Then the Buddhist monk started smiling and said to the emperor, "O Emperor, you were not watering the plants, You just wanted to finish this work as soon as possible, so this thought was arising in your mind that you water these 15 plants as soon as possible, and after that, you can meet me and know the answers to your questions from me. For some reason, this task seemed like a burden to you, as if I have placed a burden on your shoulders, and this is the reason why. You could not stop yourself in this moment. When the work placed in front of us seems like a burden, we just want to finish it somehow. And while doing that work, we are not able to give our full attention to that work. But if you in this moment, if you had understood the importance of water, if you had given importance to its importance, and if you had concentrated only on plants and water, then no thoughts would have troubled you. On this, the emperor says, "O king, I understand what you are saying, that I will complete this work as soon as possible. I wanted to meet you after finishing this, due to which my mind could not be fully engaged in this work. But this is a moment which we are living. It is very difficult to stay in that moment. Will I have to do any penance or austerity for this?" Buddhists on this. The monks once again started smiling and said to the emperor that the calm mind you are looking for already exists. It is already within you. For this you do not need to go anywhere, nor do you need to go to any quiet place. For this something is necessary. So that is to pay attention to your breaths. So learn to pay attention to your breaths. Try to observe and understand how you are inhaling and how you are exhaling. Then you will understand that your peaceful mind is created only with your breath. After that, you can do anything if you want. You can pay attention to your breathing even while working. When you are walking somewhere, doing any such work, you should pay attention to your breathing or any such activity which keeps you connected to the present. Another way to do this is for 2 to 4 minutes. Pay attention to the nature around you. See what is going on around you. This will bring you to the present. Then do not finish your work just like that. Try to do it with all your heart, so that your mind will concentrate, and if your mind is concentrated, then no matter what work you do, whether it is small or big, your mind will completely merge in it, and that work itself will provide you peace and knowledge. At such a time, there will be no thoughts of any kind in our mind, are not able to arise, and when we do this, the doer and the deed become one, and the peace within us starts appearing. We become engrossed in it. If you want, you can call it happiness or call it living in the present. Buddhist monks say to the emperor that the mind which remains calm in difficulties does not run away from difficulties, only remains alert. That mind can overcome every difficulty. The emperor could get out of the dilemma. The emperor had understood all these things of that Buddhist monk. He saluted that Buddhist monk, and from there he returned back to his royal palace. He started concentrating on his breathing and gradually doing to continuous practice. He used to do all his work with concentration and concentration, which gave him immense peace, and he gained knowledge even from small tasks. Therefore, friends, never consider any work as a burden, because if you consider it a burden, if you agree, then you will try to remove it from yourself as soon as possible. That is, you will try to end it as soon as possible. But during this effort, whatever work you do will not be done with full heart and dedication, and in such a situation, you will not be able to complete that work. You may not be able to accomplish the task you want to accomplish, and due to this, tension also arises in your mind. We start getting worried and upset because the result we wanted to achieve was not achieved. Not being able to give the work, and most of us make the same mistakes when they are assigned some work. They try to do that work, but they want to finish that work as soon as possible, and they do not want to complete that work. While doing this, we are not able to keep ourselves there. Instead, our mind keeps wandering somewhere else, due to which our mind starts dominating us. It shows us different types of thoughts, and we keep drowning in those thoughts. We keep getting stuck, and then we do not see any way out from there, due to which tension starts to arise in our mind. We start feeling very worried. We are not able to do any work, even if we want to, and the work which can take us towards the present. We close that door ourselves because that work seems like a burden to us. So whenever you want to start any work, focus your entire attention on your breathing before that. And then if you want, even during your work, you can concentrate on your breathing, and this meditation on breathing will convert into meditation on your work. And whatever difficulties are arising in this work, you will solve them in a moment, no matter what adverse circumstances may come your way. Why don't you come forward? You will complete that task with full heart and dedication. Friends, we hope that you must have learned something from today's video, so do not forget to share this video with your friends. To support, please subscribe to the channel. Let's meet in more videos like this. Till then, take care. Thank you.